Hey there. So, as you may remember, at the end of last episode, I'd finished carving the three pieces of the Pangea sculpture. And next, it was time to paint them. And I was very concerned about that in case the paint was just absorbed like blotting paper into the wood and everything was ruined. So, as it happened, the painting went remarkably well. I sealed the wood with polyurethane and painted, and everything went according to plan. But that is not to say that there were not painting disasters in the offing. When I began the Endangered Alphabets project 13 years ago, what I was really worried about was not that I would confuse the three different versions of the Syriac script, or that I would fail to notice the difference between Eastern Cham and Western Cham. No, my biggest fear was that I would knock over my paint. This is the paint that I use. It's black, it's latex, it's thick, it's sticky, and if it were to fall over, it would make a horrible mess. And so for 13 years, I had been carving and painting with my heart always a little on the tense side every time I took the top off my paint or put the top back on. Now we meet the villain of the piece. Do not be fooled by her apparently docile demeanor. This is my cat Misty, who is my quality control supervisor. Anytime I finish a carving, I put it on the ground and she walks over and steps on it to make sure that everything is in order. At one point, I went away for the weekend, and when I left, the paint and the brushes were on my desk like this. When I came back, things had changed. Of course, the carpet was ruined, and I have to figure out what I'm going to do about that. But in the meantime, I realized I had not watched every season of Dexter for nothing. And this was a great opportunity for crime scene reconstruction. So I think we can assume, given that when I got home, the paint can was lying like this, that this interesting little notch here was caused by the fact that the can had ended up there. And the only place where there wasn't paint was where the can was. Surrounding the can was this irregularly shaped blob of paint. So that is clearly where it came to rest. But what happened before that? If we look at this, you will, of course, be familiar with the term blood spatter analysis. And certainly we have paint spatter going on here. And this shape here, you'll notice, perfectly fits the can. So my feeling is the can landed either that way up or that way up. The lid immediately sprang off and the paint flew everywhere, and the can then bounced and landed this way up. And as they say in the detective shows, bled out. The list of possible culprits is fairly short. At the moment, she is still refusing to talk. But I suspect that on circumstantial evidence alone, the fact that she was the only living creature in the room when the crime occurred will in the end be held against her.